Here we go, guys. Outlaw Dolphin here, and we're going to take our third step into Dragon Age Inquisition. We're going to finish off 3 small tasks in the hinterlands for Master Dennett, and then we are going to embark on to Val Royeaux because for convenience sake the time will be about right, and then we'll be back to the hinterlands to finish that off. We'll spend some time in Haven too because we'll have some new company with us as well. Okie dokie, so here we've just spoken to Master Dennett and we've been given a couple quests just to head off into the hills and just a few other places. The first thing I'm going to do though is deal with this rift here because why not? Resources. And then we're going to grab a campsite over there just to be on the safe side. Let's grab the terror first. Trees. There we go. Let's grab some higher ground. I think we're low on, yeah, we're a little bit low on potions, so I should go grab a campsite at some point. No, you don't. I think we've got 2, yeah, I think so. Nope. There we go, we'll close this rift here. Good job. When I use Fade Step, when they're underneath me, even before they're there, the effect of using Fade Step hurts them just a little bit. So we've got a Flash Fire Ring, increased the ability, that's a perk in the Fire Mage tree, we'll think about using that. This landmark is right here. And we want to get back on this side. The quest we're going to do is we're going to fjord the river to find a package and deal with the wolves. On the way back we're going to on the way back we're going to also landmark the watchtowers, and then I'll show you. That doesn't complete that quest. That's going to be our timing to leave the hinterlands for convenience sake. There we go. So we're potioned back up, apart from the one that I used. So first, river, watchtowers, and then the wolves in the canyon. I always adore how colourful this land is, and I'm going to quickly, while we're searching for this package here, I'm going to talk about one problem that Inquisition had. There wasn't any thought of its own. There wasn't any fault of its own. It wasn't BioWare's fault.
We should search the
this problem wasn't certainly. There we go. So a Carter coat. You can give that to Varric. It's 204 gold. So you can probably imagine why that note was so threatening. The 200 gold gone up missing. But the problem Dragon Age Inquisition had was that of being released a month, 2 months behind The Witcher 3, which certainly meant that its graphics had to be on par with that of The Witcher, because I've never, The Witcher 3 and all the Witcher titles is something I've never played, but from the footage that I've seen of it, it's certainly a game that was beautiful in terms of its graphics and how the land looked. I'm certain this is probably the closest game that could ever come close to how it looked, and I think that was the problem of Dragon Age Inquisition. I could probably imagine BioWare didn't expect to put such an effort into how this game was looking. Maybe they did, I'm not too sure, but that was probably one of the reasons why Inquisition was rushed, in my opinion, for competition. Poor timing, with such strong competition as well. This rift here is of a very high level. Not a very high level, but higher level than that we can deal with right now, so best not to worry about it too much. And the physics of Dragon Age Inquisition is amazing. This chest is floating on water. Oh, round shoe. At least it's a schematic. But yeah, not sure that chest is that light. Either way, let's go deal with the wolves. You'll find them just down here. It is difficult to sneak past that rift, particularly if you approach it from the other direction. But that's not a rift we want to mess with right now. You can see the green eyes on these wolves. You'll see them here the once. You'll see them a lot more in the Exalted Plains and Empire du Lion, where they're all about to attack me. It's certainly a place where you will come across them far more often than you will here. Sometimes that group outside the farm that you fight in the first instance, they do respawn sometimes, although they shouldn't. Okie dokie, so we're going to get a bunch of canine leather here. They're not too tough. Wolves aren't too tough, it's just the fact that they all tend to attack the same thing. Just makes them a bit of a nuisance. We've got a wolf over there. Just going to try and approach them from the other side, because we will see. There he is. That's the demon that's corrupted the wolves. Even if you destroy the demon first, the wolves will always be hostile. There's nothing you can do about that. Their wolves are meant to. Oh god, no. When you get stuck in that AoE, you do tend to move a little bit slower. Okay, so he went for Varric, I think. Let's get rid of a bunch of them. Oh, this was a mistake. I wanted to get rid of a bunch of wolves just to help out Cassandra. Nice one, so it's frozen. Teamwork makes the dream work.
With the demon dead, the farmers could be safe from the wolves.
I expect the wolves are also pleased to be freed from the demon's control.
There you go, and you get a bunch of wolf howls. Token of the Pack Master. That's a unique. That's a unique necklace that anyone can wear. Here we have some more crystal grace. You can use all plants and herbs in potion making, although I can't remember which goes into, like which herbs go into which potions. I can't quite remember. I just know that elf fruit tends to go into everything. Spindleweed as well is another one, and blood lotus. They're the tier 1 sort of herbs that you'll find around here. Here we'll find more onyx, which is still a tier 1 metal. There's a small loot box over there, more crystal grace and a crate. Not a loot crate, mind you. Well, depends. Here we go, 119 gold and some defender mail. You'll tend to see that I won't outfit my group with anything less than stuff that I've made. Just because anything that you can make is probably better than anything you can pick up. So now we're going to return to where we were so we can get the last 2 watchtower areas, and then we will be returning to Haven. There we'll have some dialogue to pick up for Liliana, Cassandra and Cullen and Josephine. So yeah, pretty much everyone apart from Solus and Varric until we come back from Val Royeaux. There's a nug just under the water. We'll get that rift one day, just not right now. The horse at Master Dennett's I'm not too worried about either until we've come back to speak to him. But like I said, I don't use the mounts anyway. There we go, so we're approaching the second location right here. And the third one is not far from the war zone that we were just in on the other side of this bridge. Whoops. So you'll see now that we've cleared out both encampments of the mages and the Templars, you can walk through this area unhindered for a while. This doesn't mean that the Templars and mages that they come back. They don't. It's just that once the mages and Templars are gone, other opportunistic bandits and outlaws tend to take their place, just to give the area some just some difficulty, some hindrance, so that you're not walking around too freely. We want to get to the other side of this. And we'll find the last watchtower right here. So now we need to complete an operation at the war table. So that's where we're going to go. So there's Redcliffe there. We're not going to go there until we've come back from Val Royeaux. There's still a rift on the outskirts. So once we come back from Val Royeaux, we're going to go that way. So we'll come across this campsite and the rest of these quests right here. Maybe not that one. I'm not going to worry about Elena just yet. We'll complete Elena's quest once we're back from Val Royeaux. So we're going to go to the world map and return to Haven. There we go, so we're back in Haven now. You can see that Cassandra is now out here at the training post. We're not going to talk to Cassandra until Cullen is also out here, but to talk to get Cullen out here, we need to just straight head back to the chantry. Let's sell all the items that I've picked up. So you can see that there's a bit of a gathering outside that Cullen's trying to deal with.
Your kind killed the most holy. Lies. Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Poor Cullen.
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
Why can't we work together?
So far, you're the only one who's insisted we can't work together.
We might, if your Inquisition would recognize the Chantry's authority.
There is no authority until another Divine is chosen.
In due time, Andraste will be our guide, not some dazed wanderer on a mountainside.
Is the Mage Templar war large?
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
Well, I hope this trip is worth it.
Well, let's hope we find solutions, and not a cathedral full of chancellors.
The stuff of nightmares.
Mock, if you will. I'm certain the Maker is less amused.
I'll see you in a bit, Cullen.
Though you had granted them power over the very
Research in the
thing
nave wishes to verify that the infection
they
I'm pretty sure this will activate something. Yep.
The Inquisition cannot remain a vessel if you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked his life to slow the magic of the breach. Sir Trevelyan, may I present the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinian's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinian these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
You own this land?
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denham, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinian. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Its followers need shelter.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock. We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meantime.
Nicely done. You handled him well.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
Having you around can't hurt.
I'm glad for your help. I have a feeling the Inquisition's going to need it.
I do believe you are correct. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
There we go. So that's Josephine. She is our chief diplomat, and I can say she does her job very well.
Yes. Good.
This research table here, when you hand in stuff like demon scales, ram horns, wolf fangs, essences, and stuff like that, they will give you damage bonuses against the things that you've taken them from. So demons, animals, it all helps. There you go, so this is our war table. You have now access to missions. Mission operations take time and bring the Inquisition resources and rewards. Only one mission per advisor can be active at a time. Some missions have preferred type, which results in less time required when undertaken by the associated advisor. Missions may also provide different rewards depending on which advisor completes them. So we have also one Inquisition perk, which we can throw into our forces, secrets, connections, and Inquisition. Inquisition has very few. Probably the most useful are some of the forces.
We will have names soon enough.
And considering we are a Trevelyan, I would go for nobility knowledge. But we are a mage, and when you read our mage's description, we were born into a life of nobility, only we were born with magic, which means we never received any training in nobility. We have no experience with nobility, which is why I'm going to go into forces for now and go into underworld knowledge, and then later I will go into secrets and take arcane knowledge. So we will have underworld and arcane knowledge. It's my understanding, it's my belief that Hasting, though did not receive nobility training, while living in the Ostwick Circle, he learnt smuggling, and clearly he learnt his talent as a mage. So he will have his arcane knowledge and some knowledge of the underworld, just some spying, some smuggling, and stuff like that. So he learnt to keep his ears close to the ground. So before we head to Val Royeaux, we're going to build the watchtowers. This operation is headed by Cullen or Josephine, but if you give it to Josephine, it will take an hour. If you give it to Cullen, it will last 45 minutes. All the things that I wish to do, I think will be done in time. I think this could be the one thing that dictates how long my playthroughs take. Anyway, off we go. So we'll give that to Cullen. That's the quickest one we can do. We are going to also deal with some others, so I'm going to give the other advisors something to do as well.
Let's see what we have.
And we're going to do Varix.
At your service.
That just leaves 2. So I'm going to try and keep up to date with this as much as I can. We're going to open the Black Emporium, as that takes no power whatsoever. So we're going to accept the report, but we're not going to travel there yet. So now we can go there and we can buy some pretty decent stuff. What we are going to do now is address the chantry in Val Royeaux.
Having the herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the herald.
Let's ask him.
I'm not worried.
What can they do? It's just talk.
Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
I will go with him. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, We will see this through.
There we go. The remaining chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed. And at this moment, we could not step foot into the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the chantry to permit us entry into the city, so we can show them the Herald of Andraste is not a monster they believe.
The city still mourns.
Just a guess seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
My Lord Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people? From us?
We knew there would be some kind of reaction.
But I didn't expect the Templars to make an appearance.
The people may just be assuming what the Templars will do. I've heard of no concrete plans.
You think the Order's return to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense. Not after all that's occurred.
Sounds like trouble.
So the potential for trouble has increased twofold.
Perhaps. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
Okay, so we're just gonna head straight on into this. No need to delay.
Stand wary, guardsman. The Inquisition is here, along with the Herald of Andraste.
Good to know that they just have a gallows out in the middle.
Good people of Val Royeaux, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of a murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet. The Maker would send no mage in our hour of need.
Just a history check. The first Inquisitor was a mage. And I think in the story's default state, so was Hawk. So what these people say, heroes are seemingly mages. They don't have to be. I mean, like you say, you can follow each your own story, but it seems to be the default story that BioWare go with. The heroes have been mages. I'm not too sure about the hero of Ferelden, though. First of all.
And do you know everything the Maker commands? Look up in the sky. I alone survived the breach, and I can end it.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Oh.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of this? Her claim to authority is an insult, much like your own.
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement, raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet, you should be ashamed. You should all be ashamed. The Templars failed no one when they left the chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine. And what if I really am the Herald of Andraste? A mage is to be our holy savior? Don't make me laugh. You have nothing. No influence, no power, and certainly no holy purpose.
But Lord Seeker, what if he really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose.
You look healthy, my friend.
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royeaux is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
How well do you know him?
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man, never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
We'll find another way.
Fortunately, the Templars aren't our only hope.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who see what he's become. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
Here we go, so... Revered Mother Havera.
This victory must please you greatly, Seeker Cassandra.
We came here seeking only to speak with the mothers. This is not our doing, but yours.
And you had no part in forcing our hand? Do not delude yourself. Now we have been shown up by our own Templars, in front of everyone. And my fellow clerics have scattered to the wind along with their convictions. Just tell me one thing. Do you truly believe you are the Maker's chosen?
I do.
I do believe it. Do you have a better explanation?
Several, but are they the truth? I am left to question all I have been taught. I suppose it is out of our hands now. We shall all see what the Maker plans in the days to come.
What will the chantry do?
So what happens now? Will the chantry continue to denounce me?
We have already done so. And what good has it done us? Now it falls on us to select a new divine, if we can. And leave the next step to her.
Provided such a selection is even possible.
I truly don't know. Any revered mother who could have followed Justinia died at the Conclave. What becomes of us, and your Inquisition, is in the Maker's hands now.
The chantry made a mistake.
The chantry made a big mistake, and now it's paying the price.
Perhaps you are correct. We are only trying to find our way. With little guidance now, but our faith.
That's not enough.
When is it ever enough? That is the nature of faith.
Okie dokie. So we do have a couple people to speak to around here.
What's that? An arrow with a message?
And the mischief begins. People say you're special. I want to help, and I can bring everyone. There's a baddie in Val Royeaux. I hear he wants to hurt you. Have a search for the red things in the market, the docks, and round the cafe, and maybe you'll meet him. Bring swords, friends of Red Jenny. A poor drawing of the locations in the market is attached. And we're also going to speak to this gentleman over here.
That mess.
You are the Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
You are cordially invited to attend my salon, held at the chateau of Duc Bastien de Ghislaine. Yours, Vivian de Fer, first enchanter of Montsimard, enchanter to the Imperial Court. First, we're going to find the little red things. Only two are in obscure places. One of them is just difficult to spot considering its surroundings. There you go, so you're looking for little red handkerchiefs. A red handkerchief folded around a key with a small, hasty scrawl. Key lifted from drunk swearing about Herald. Don't know what door. I'm out. My debt is paid. Considering the stairs, that's an awful place to put a stage. The next one is best found by going through the door here. Any door will take you up to the next level. There we go, just behind this flower pot. A scrap of parchment is hastily torn from an ornate document, stuffed into its hiding space with a large red sock. And we are to obey well. We meet at 3 bells to discuss how best to serve the new way. Scroll below in a misspelled script. Herald, go at time, praise Andraste. To get down, you can click the door again and go down through the map, or you can just land. And the next one we will find underneath this passed out fellow. Favours for friends. A different, simple script on the back of a stable report marked with red paint. Thank you, friends, for helping good Lady Keris. Saw those who asked about Herald enter third passage. Could not stay to see them exit. Taken together, the messages reveal a time, path, and key to a location on the world map. So following this, we can now leave Val Royeaux. On the map will now be 2 locations, one to the Red Jenny location, which is what we've just done, and one to Vivian de Fer's location. First,
if I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps you should look among your fellow mages.
you weren't at the conclave?
I'm surprised the leader of the mages wasn't at the conclave.
Yes. You were supposed to be, and yet somehow you avoided death.
As did the Lord Seeker, you'll note.
Both of us sent negotiators in our stead in case it was a trap. I won't pretend I'm not glad to live. I lost many dear friends that day. It disgusts me to think the Templars will get away with it. I'm hoping you won't let them.
You think the Templars did it?
So you think the Templars are responsible?
Why wouldn't she?
Lucius hardly seems broken up over his losses, if he's concerned about them at all. You heard him. You think he wouldn't happily kill the Divine to turn people against us? So yes, I think he did it. More than I think you did it, at any rate.
Why speak to us now?
The mages weren't willing to talk to the Inquisition before. Why now?
Because now I've seen what you are. And I've seen the chantry for what it is. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lord Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
There we go, so now we tap. It is interesting the fact that our spy has stayed here.
They wish to protect the people. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
That's an oopsie. So first, the secluded courtyard just outside Val Royeaux. Now immediately, we're thrusted into a bit of a mess. There we go. So then just immediately through this door here. So it's all a bit confusing at this point.
Andraste, how much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive in victories against you elsewhere.
Just say what?
What is that?
Nice shot.
Ugh.
Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve.
Blah, blah, blah.
And you'll notice the discreet change in voice actor there.
So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're kind of plain, really. All that talk and then you're just person. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Some say that. Who are you?
Some believe I'm the Herald of Andraste. But who are you, and what's this about?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sarah. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed. They've got no breaches.
Why did you take their weapons?
When you notice their player model, you notice that they actually don't have trousers on. They're running around butt naked.
Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
I'd like a real introduction first.
How about we get to know each other first? You know, names and such.
One name. No, wait, two. Well, it's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall. There were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something. It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate. So here, in your face, I'm Sarah. The friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I use them to help you. Plus arrows.
Any one of these is funny, but the only one, like, she's clearly not noble. So the only one you can go with here, legitimately, I think is spies. I'm going to say soldiers. I would normally say spies. I'm going to go with soldiers.
The Inquisition is almost an army now. Can you add to it?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around. Blah, blah, I'll crush you, I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you. Then you've got generals and oath belchers. And sure, you have soldiers. Like the dead guys protecting that other dead guy. All those helmets, and what gave them up? Some drunk gets a key lifted because someone else is pissed about bills. So no, I'm not Captain Swordface, or Marchy. But if you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
This is as close to a karma system in the Inquisition as you can get. You just think of pissing someone off, something has to go wrong somewhere. They have to do something to you. Why ask if I glow?
Back there you wanted to know if I glow. Why?
That's what you do, innit? You walked out of somewhere and now you glow. Andraste's herald. True or not, it seemed like the easiest way to know it was you.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead yet. I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
Yes. Join.
Alright, Sarah. I can use you and your friends.
Yes! Getting good before you're too big to like. That'll keep your breeches where they should be. Plus extra breeches because I have all these... You have merchants who buy that piss, yeah? Got to be worth something. Anyway, Haven. See you there, Herald. This will be grand.
You're immediately faced with the option to add her to your crew, but I'm just going to stick with the 3 that we have right now. Sigil of the Deep Stalker, which is useful for a rogue. Sigils can be attached to armors and give special bonuses along with unique hindrances. So each one has a bonus, but also a hindrance. So Sigil of the Deep Stalker will give you 200% to flanking damage, but it will minus 50% from normal attack. So now we're going to head to the world map. And we're off to speak with the Imperial Enchanter, Vivienne de Feur.
Lord Trevelyan of Ostwick, representing the Inquisition.
A pleasure, sir. We so rarely have a chance to meet anyone new. It is always the same crowd at these parties. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
Madame de Feur?
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
Some of those storytellers may have gotten carried away.
But only for the best effect. The Inquisition is a ripe subject for wild tales.
The Inquisition. What a load of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
This is a holy calling.
I was chosen by Andraste herself to carry out the Maker's will.
You dare to speak of the Maker's will, with foul magic dripping from your hands. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a man of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lord, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
I don't really care.
The Marquis doesn't interest me. Do whatever you like with him.
Poor Marquis. Issuing challenges and hurling insults like some Ferelden doggerel. And all dressed up in your Aunt Solange's doublet. Didn't she give you that to wear to the Grand Tourney? To think all the brave chevaliers who will be competing left for Markham this morning, and you're still here. Were you hoping to sate your damaged pride by defeating the Herald of Andraste in a public duel? Or did you think his sword would end the shame of your failure? Run along, my dear. Do give my regards to your aunt. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first enchanter of Montsimard and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
We're not too worried about the Marquis. An interesting party so far.
Your salon has certainly exceeded my expectations so far.
I'm glad to keep you entertained, my dear. I wanted to meet face to face. It is important to consider one's connections carefully. With Divine Justinia dead, the chantry is in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
What are loyal mages?
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
You're going to meet the specific mages that you meet. Solus doesn't like anything that restrains people's way of thinking. So when Solus meets Iron Bull, and Iron Bull talks about the Qun. Well, he doesn't really talk about the Qun, but Solus questions Iron Bull about the Qun, and Solus is never too fond of it. Dorian is not too fond of mages being restricted in any fashion. He says, see what unrestrained magic can do, considering his homeland, as Tevinter is propped up by mages. Vivienne is one who would firmly see the circle reinstated in a better manner, but that's not a popular opinion with Dorian or Solus. I think Solus. It's a bit weird. Do you support the chantry? Do you support the circle is a more important question.
So you're in favor of returning the mages to the circle, then?
Where else can mages safely learn to master their talents? We need an institution to protect and nurture magic. Maker knows, magic will find neither on its own.
We will welcome Vivienne cautiously. Me cautiously. I think Hasting will quite enjoy her. That sounds weird, but you'll know what I mean. Okie dokie. So now we will speak to Cassandra.
Ugh.
You need stronger dummies. Was that supposed to be me?
I hope that wasn't meant to be me.
What? That?
You obviously don't like somebody.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What do you believe?
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm chosen?
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What happens next?
What's going to happen now?
Now we find allies to help us close the breach, if that is even possible. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price.
Poor camera angle. You had to do it.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
I'm glad to hear that.
Can't say I'm not grateful to hear that.
I can be harsh, I know. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
Yes.
I believe he exists.
That's comforting. Surely the Maker put us both on this path for a reason. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
There we go, so we can now talk to Commander Cullen now that he's out here.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. What with it? If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. No one made quite the entrance you did.
That wasn't my choice.
That wasn't my idea.
I'd be concerned if it was. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Not that you had much keeping you in Kirkwall, Commander Cullen.
I must have this mark for a reason. It will work, I'm sure of it.
Provided we can secure aid, but I'm confident we can. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new Divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
I don't mind.
You understand our situation. I appreciate your opinion.
Look around. Our people are well organized and committed. Despite what the clerics think, we are in the best position to help. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
I'm just going to get distracted for 20 seconds. I'm going to make a more powerful staff for myself. I don't have the resources yet to make anything more powerful for Cassandra, Solus or Varric just yet. Once we've gotten through some of the other areas, maybe. There we go. So I've just made this cool looking dude. Cold damage. And I put a mod on it which will also give me more constitution. Yeah. So I have more health now. We're also going to speak to Sarah, Liliana and Vivienne.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. Hear that? I meant the stronghold, but it sounded like... Well, it's funny, right? Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
There's more going on.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. Doesn't come down. That's weird. And that's the point, right? It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
We'll help them see.
That's why we're here. To help guide everyone back from the brink.
The religious ones tell you that. That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid and smells of horse. Really, what everyone needs is to get everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, All Chosen Lord Herald?
Sounds good to me.
I'm ready to give it a shot. That's all I can ask from anyone else.
I'm in. It's an investment, yeah? Better pay off, too. Stupid war and everything. I had things to do.
So you can see from Sarah immediately that when you talk about getting things back to normal, she wants it more than just the nobles and stuff that you consider the Chantry, the Templars and the Circle of Magi getting back to normal. She also considers the people in farms and towns and even poor people getting back to normal, because everyone is scared of the breach.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing?
You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
His game?
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
I'm just as confused as you.
Don't ask me. I'm as baffled as you are.
Then we can only guess at what he wants. The chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
You could blame her killers.
Maybe you should be angry at the people who murdered her?
If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Can let me help you.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it.
No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come, to work then. We will speak later.
Doing that first conversation will trigger another one. Almost immediately.
So it's true. Butler has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports. There were so many questions surrounding Farria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Farria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
It will be done.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Trust me. Everything I do is to protect our interests. Now if you're happy, I have more work to do.
The implications of that conversation. It happens so early in the game that I often forget that it happens at all.
So we're heretics, just like that. Should we surrender? Or...
Even so that I can't even remember what they do.
We are the chantry, as much as any Grand Cleric. And friends in Val Royeaux. It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
At least we've made contact.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere. But to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
You must choose soon.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
There's always danger.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options. There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
This question here, I never, ever, I can't. No matter what character I even play, I can't roleplay that I don't know anything about Grey Wardens. Ay. It does sound suspicious.
It does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if you can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Search for Blackwall in the hinterlands. There's now a quest behind us. Hello, Krem. You're tall.
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
Identify.
Who are you, soldier?
Primicius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Olay and Navarra. We've got word of some Divinta mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
Tell me about your company.
What can your Bulls Chargers offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
And your leader?
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull. He's one of those Canari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front, he pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
We welcome the help.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
We'll head to the Storm Coast after meeting with the mages in Redcliffe. So you see heading to the war table. We've now got an amulet of power for Varric after completing Hard in Hightown. All of our ambassadors have completed their tasks, especially building the watchtowers. We do have the power that we need to visit the Templars. The reason why you won't see one for the mages is because the mages are here. We can travel to them specifically in the hinterlands. Right now I'm going to give my ambassadors more tasks. More tasks means more rewards.
To work?
Let us begin.
And we are going to travel to the hinterlands. And for... I know we have Vivienne and Sarah now, but we're still going to stick with Varric, Cassandra and Solus. There we go, guys. So that's the end of the third part of our story into Inquisition. And we've just been... So we've now got some more friends. We've just been to Val Royeaux. What we'll do next is, as Liliana has asked us, to go find Blackwall, the Grey Warden. Then we'll finish off Master Dennett. And then we're going to go to Redcliffe and speak to the mages. And then, once we've spoken to them, we'll probably, before we have anything to do in furthering the story of gaining the mages, we will probably do the Fallowmire and meet Iron Bull on the Storm Coast. That's two things I want to do before I encourage the story to move any further. We still have companions to meet and allies and agents to gain. So I'm going to end this here, guys, and I will see you